I look horrible, 0 out of 10, I demand a refund. Hey guys, welcome to my channel, my name is Arden, and in today's video we're going to be updating my Olympic Games Readathon, and I will be saying a few things about it and all that stuff. But before we get started, I do understand that in these couple of months or this year I have gotten new subscribers, and I just want to introduce myself again. My name is Arden, I write on Wattpad. I'm a Wattpad writer with 77,000 followers. I'm just a person who likes books. If you see the spot, it's my psoriasis. It comes out when I'm stressed or when I'm not feeling well. I just wanted to direct you guys to a video that I made where I shaved my head. I am growing it out now, but I shaved my hair because I have psoriasis and it's really bad, it's horrible, but that's life. And so if you see dandruff on my clothes or in my videos, please don't shame me for it. There's nothing I can do. I don't know if I could change having psoriasis. I mean, obviously it would be nice not having it, but at the same time, it's like we've become friends and I don't imagine my life without it. It reminds me to listen to my body, to know when I need to chill. Today we are talking about the Olympic Games Readathon, and I had made a video talking about it before on this channel. Oh yeah, by the way, I come from Slovenia. English isn't my first language. In light of recent events, I am going to be taking a look at the books that I am reading, and I'm going to be switching it up a little bit. Some of the books I'm keeping, some of the books I am going to be changing, mainly because I'm not happy with the books that I have chosen, or I'm not in the mood for them. And also because I have realized that all of the books on this list have been books by white female authors, and I don't look at the race of the author when I choose books, and I realize now that that can be very ignorant, because we should actively try and actively make a conscious effort to support people of color and writers of color. That's what I'm going to be doing from now on. I'm going to be making sure that all the books that I'm reading are going to be more diverse. Honestly, I hadn't even realized it. It hadn't even occurred to me that I have been reading a lot of books by white people. Let's just get started with the books that I'm going to be reading. So if you want to know what the Olympic Games Readathon is about, I'm going to be linking the original video down below that you can check out, and I'm also going to be linking my previous video down below with all the prompts. Just to keep it plain and simple, we have the mandatory prompts and the advanced challenges. So the mandatory challenges are book Set at Sea, that's the first one, which I'm going to be reading Wicked Luck by Shannon Maynard. This is the book that I have already started reading. This is the book that stays on this list from the previous video. Now, another book that stays on this list is for a book where MC, or main character, uses a sword, and that is The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. I have started this book last month. I'm going to be restarting it again. I just don't like leaving books unfinished, and I like that this book finishes or completes the prompt, so I'm going to be keeping it on this list. Then we have a book with non-human MC, or main character. Sorry, I have a list, so I'm looking down. Now for this one, I'm going to be reading the sequel to a book that I started this year, or that I finished this year. That book was The Girl from the Well by Rinchu Pecco. I hope that I'm pronouncing the name right. For this challenge, I'm going to be reading its sequel, The Suffering by Rinchu Pecco, and it hadn't even occurred to me that I could read this book for this prompt. I have been trying so hard to find books for these prompts without spoiling myself. I don't like going into a book knowing what it's about. That's why I'm not going to be giving you any specific information. I don't want to spoil myself before I actually get into the book. I lost my train of thought. It hadn't even occurred to me that The Suffering is a possible option for this challenge, and I'm so happy that I can finally get to it. Basically, I've been trying to find time to squeeze in The Suffering. I'm really happy that I can read it, and it's for a challenge. So the next challenge is finish a book in 3 days, and for this one, I'm going to be reading a book that everybody else has read and that has been really popular on BookTube, especially lately. You are gonna hate me for this. I don't normally read contemporary books. I have been trying to get into them this year, and I have been trying to do my best. This book is The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas, and I have not yet read this book. There really is no reason why. My sister told me to also watch the movie. I think she also read the book. I had said that I wanted to read it, especially before the movie came out, but then the movie came out and I just forgot about it. So now I'm going to be reading The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. And for the last mandatory challenge, book you haven't heard much about, I have already read this week, and that is If I Stay by Gail Forman. I have finished finished it this week. Moving on to the advanced challenges, which are the ones that you tackle after you finish the mandatory challenges. And first we have Canoeing, which is a book with a blue cover, and I am going to be reading If I Never Met You by Mayuri McFarlane. If you're new here, you should know this about me. I have trouble pronouncing sometimes even my own name. I'm going to be reading If I Never Met You. Moving on to the next advanced challenge, which is Monster Fighting, a book featuring magical creatures. I'm going to be swapping it, and I'm going to be reading Dread Nation by Justina Ireland. I am happy. I think it's about zombies. And then we have Pegasus Friday, which is also a book that I am currently in the mood but cannot get to since it's in the advanced challenge, and first I have to read the other books to get to this one. But this is a book that I really want to read. A book published within the last 5 years, and that is going to stay the same as from the previous video, and it is Tell Me to Stop by Charlotte Bird. This is a romance book. I have been in a giant romance mood this year. That concludes my list. I'm obviously going to be reading different books outside of this list. So starting next week, if that is still on, Eden from Eden is Reading and I are going to be buddy reading the selection, and I'm also going to be reading a ton of nonfiction books. I personally, finally, I managed to say it, like nonfiction. Sometimes it's just really nice to get a lot of information to be knowledgeable about stuff. With the recent events, I've been really inspired. My eyes were open to a lot of stuff that I wasn't even aware of. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I do try to post videos every 2 to 3 days, but I am slowly going back to once a week, especially lately because you can probably tell I'm not really my best self. May has been hell for me, and June hasn't started on the right foot, but basically the entire 2020 it has been testing my mental health, and I can't even begin to imagine what other people might feel. I'm sorry for the low energy. Thank you for watching. If you want to check out my social medias, they are down below. Have a nice day, and I'll see you next time.